The real Christmas trees have arrived at Golden Acre Home and Garden, and that's where I am this morning inside the tree lot, joined by Colin to tell us about the variety that you guys carry. Colin, we have two different types of trees.
So the two I'm holding, which are vastly different sizes like yours. These are the Nova Scotia balsam fir. So these are a premium grade A tree. They're sculpted. They have that perfect pyramid, and then you're holding the BC Douglas fir.
Now these are slightly different. The Douglas fir you started offering a few years ago, also a quite popular choice, but in both types of trees you offer it in different sizes.
Yeah, we do. Like anything that we do, it's everybody wants something different. Everybody has a unique idea, and I feel for Christmas, a lot of people have that, that perfect, maybe romanticized notion of what the perfect tree is. And for some people, it's a big, sculpted, beautiful tree that stands out. And for somebody else, it's maybe a little smaller, Charlie Brown looking tree. And there's no right or wrong answers. When it comes to these trees, so when you look at them, right next to each other, you can see there are some differences. Really, it comes down to aesthetic. So they both smell great. They're both going to have great needle retention if you look after them properly. Great for ornaments. Most important thing is you can fit a lot of gifts under both of them.
Course.
Yeah, got to focus on the main points. Exactly.
And of course, we're still a little bit away from Christmas and the holidays, so you do offer storage.
Yes, we do, and that I'm so glad you mentioned that, because a lot of people come, and it doesn't matter what size. Maybe you have nowhere to store it. Or maybe you don't want to, because we've heard the horror stories of people taking their tree home, they lie it down outside. No problem in, kind of the weather we've been having. If we get snow or a freeze, and then you go to pick the tree up, all of the needles stay on the ground. You rip half your tree off. So you can come in. Right now, we've got probably the most amount of trees ever. Pick the right tree for you, get pick of the litter, let us look after it until you're ready to take it home.
That's perfect. Thank you so much, Colin.
Thanks, Adriana.
Of course, you'll want to see the selection of real Christmas trees for yourself here at Golden Acre Home and Garden. For more information, you can always visit the website goldenacre.ca.
Let's Get Gardening, presented by Golden Acre. Expert advice to help you grow.
You're looking at a beautiful Grinch tree here at Golden Acre Home and Garden. That's where I am this morning, joined by Colin to talk about the houseplants that you can either buy for yourself as decor, or these would also make great gifts.
They do, actually. We get a fair number of people who buy these when they're going to Christmas parties.
Right.
And they bring something, or if they're entertaining themselves, they buy one. I just like them for me.
Yeah.
Plants are my thing, and I love this. The Grinch tree is always a popular one. This has really started coming out. It's called a Christmas fern, and that's not flocking. That is actual natural growth on the tips. I first saw these here maybe 2 years ago, and they're kind of blink and you miss them plants.
Yeah.
Like, they're very popular.
And of course, there's the poinsettias, which are a classic, but I really love how your team just jazzes up these houseplants and give it that extra festivity. These are just mini planters?
Yeah, they are. Earlier we talked about the greens and the planters. So same thing. All of this is done with stuff that you'll find at Golden Acre. And I love the pot. I love the shininess. And I love all the different greens. There's pine in here. There's cedar. There's silver fir. We've got some of those berries we looked at when we were talking about the artificial. There's, like everything, there's so much choice, and everybody wants something different. Some people want the classic poinsettia. We have tons of them. Everybody loves that poinsettia. Then other people want to have fun with it. Grinch tree. I love my amaryllis.
Yes, and you have some kits here available.
Yeah.
So whether you want to buy a gift that's already finished, or if you want to give, your friends or family that extra care.
Exactly, and this is my go-to. I like to get my bulb. I like to grow my bulb. I like my hands-on. You can see the roots are already coming out. That one's raring to go. Same with the paper whites. They're like little mini daffodils. They come in a kit. maybe this isn't your speed, there's enough going on at Christmas, so you get, here's one I prepared earlier, right? And you've got your plug and play, take it home, and this is gonna turn into a beautiful big red amaryllis. The main thing is we have a ton of choices for any different way that you want to approach the holidays, and that's what we're here for.
Some great ideas. Thank you so much, Colin.
Thank you, Adriana.
Of course, you'll want to check out the selection for yourself, both in-store or online. You can do so by visiting the website goldenacre.ca.
Let's Get Gardening, presented by Golden Acre. Expert advice to help you grow.
Check out this selection of Christmas greens here at Golden Acre Home and Garden. That's where I am this morning, inside the tree lot, where you can see just the sheer variety of Christmas greens. In my hand here, this is a balsam wreath along with a balsam bough. These are from the same balsam fir trees that they offer, the live Christmas trees. Now let's head over to Colin now, where you are standing in front of even more Christmas greens. And to be honest, I can't see the vision just looking at the greens, but when you see it in a planter like this, the possibilities are infinite.
And that's the key that we do. It can be, you can come in and kind of be crippled by choice because there is so many. Now, a lot of people, they already know what they're doing. I already know what my plan is. But that's why we like to offer variety. And every planter that you see, and I just grabbed this one as an example, everything in here, this was made in-house. So all of this is available at Golden Acre. So, you can pick this up, walk out the door, you can look and be like, I see how they did that. And we've got fun things that aren't even in the planter. I've got these juniper. I love the blue juniper berry. That always makes me happy. And then personal favorite is incense cedar. So in this planter, we have regular cedar. This is BC Western cedar. I love this one. I love how the cones give you a little floral look. And when this gets nice and warm and the sap,
it smells amazing. And on my side here, we have magnolia as well as different types of eucalyptus. And these really just add different textures and color as well. The magnolias come in red.
And they really do. It can kind of be a little overwhelming at Christmas time with everything being an evergreen, with everything being a conifer. So putting in those deciduous leaves, those broad leaves, the red, the purple, the silver of the eucalyptus, even the two-tone magnolia that you're holding can really make things pop. I'm in the camp where less is more. I like my traditional, but I've seen what other people do and I go, maybe I would like that if I could do that.
Correct. So that's why you'll want to stop by at Golden Acre Home and Garden for the inspiration. You can make it yourself or pick up one of these ready-made planters. Thank you so much, Colin.
Thank you, Adriana.
Of course, for more information, you can always visit in-store or online at goldenacre.ca.
Let's Get Gardening, presented by Golden Acre. Expert advice to help you grow.
Christmas has arrived at Golden Acre Home and Garden, and that's where I am today. You were just looking at some of the beautiful decorations offered here. I'm joined by Colin once again. Colin, I love the way your staff has decorated everything. Some of these things I wouldn't have even thought of myself.
I know, they have such a good eye for being able to blend. So, this whole scene, the barn scene, the wood, it looks amazing anyway. But then this garland that they put up there, you won't actually find that garland because it's two different garlands woven together to give that look, and it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, and right behind us is a wall of garland, so you can really choose your own adventure when it comes to decorating and mixing and matching. And earlier we showed you some of the Christmas greens. Now this is a great way to keep those Christmas greens in your home without having really to deal with the falling pine needles and the mess.
Yeah, so I don't believe that you have to be all one camp or all another. It doesn't have to be all artificial. It doesn't have to be all real. It's whatever you need. And I know some people like to put these up outside because they're worried about, it getting frozen and dying. How do you water your greens when they're outside? I know some people that like these inside. I know, people like whatever they like, and we like to cater to that. So that's why we've got all of the different varieties. And I also love some of the smaller, cuter, funner trees we have here for, the table toppers and just places of interest.
And we've talked about the way that your staff source these unique ornaments. These are things that you really won't find elsewhere because Your team has scoured really the world
Yep.
finding these.
Yeah, they really do. They go everywhere. They speak to everyone. Frequently in June, when we are full bore spring, people planting, I need to add compost to my garden, and you go to Birgit's office, and Birgit is having a meeting with somebody on Christmas, and you're like, okay, I guess that's where we are, but it's worth it.
It really is. Very beautiful selection. Thank you so much, Colin.
Thanks, Adriana.
Of course, you'll want to check this out for yourself, both in-store and online at goldenacre.ca.
Let's Get Gardening, presented by Golden Acre. Expert advice to help you grow.